guys, how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. So, do you guys hear me all right? I kind of messed up my setting before I came here. It should be fine, right? My oh, that's why. I didn't put it in a speaker. Let me press silent on this. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. Thank you. So how are you guys doing? Sorry, I'm a bit late. I'm just being Yoko, being not very punctual like other Japanese people. But hey, oh, Rented Identity-san, thank you for your super chat as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough. Oh, so sweet. Okay. Oh, another super chat. That's love. Thank you always for your super chat too. Keep fighting Angie, pronounce it correctly. Whatever I say, it's correct. Thank you. Sounds nice. Okay. Yes. Okay. You guys are hearing me. Yay. Hi, Yoko. Hi. And you won't pass. Oh, yeah. The title, the bill to make the DC a state. Crazy. Besides, it violates the Constitution. China say Japan, America, American stop team. Stop that? What? We have to stop Japan. How do you reply to that? Why? I'm confused. I don't know. I don't understand. Can you paraphrase? Okay. Oh, you were waiting. Good evening, Yoko. Good evening. It's noon here in Japan. It's on a Sunday. How you guys doing? Hi, konbanwa. My contact is somehow dry today. The weather is so good now, so I'm only wearing like a t-shirt. Okay, just hello. Just seeing all your greetings first. Hello. Okay. All right. So let's get to this is a Q&A session. So ask me anything, and let's talk about the bill to make DC a state. Wait, where did I click? It's crazy, man. I just heard about it from my husband. I haven't checked the news myself yet, but from what I heard, Democrats are trying to establish a state just so they can win the election or elections. I don't know. But so they would get 2 Democrats there, right, in Washington, D.C., if it's a state. That's how leftists do politics, don't you think? Like when I heard about it, I instantly thought of South Korea right now, led by President Moon. He keeps changing the structure of South Korea so that he can stay in power, and also he can turn his own country into something else and so on. And the leftists in general, I believe, they just disrespect tradition, and they disrespect what their ancestors were doing, like what they shed their blood for. And yeah, they just don't get it. Like why we have the things that we have. It's awful. Oh man, I wish I had water here. I came here in a hurry, so sorry. Why is Fukushima dumping contaminated water into the sea? We're not dumping contaminated water into the sea. It's completely treated, and it's way safer than other countries. Yeah, it's like we we just do all. I'm not a scientific person, so I don't know the exact treatment, but it's really really like it's safe. It's just safe. Like you can drink it level of safe. And it was the left bias media that kept reporting all this like misleading news that they called it like contaminated water and so on, even though it's treated water, you know. So it's Fukushima has like, if the leftists here who are pro China, they attack Fukushima so that it directly affects our economy, you know, like because it's connected to our nuclear power plant, and also our like Fukushima's reputation can bring down all the reputation in Japan. So it really, it's about economy, you know. Fukushima thing is I just spoke like Yoda. It's a Japanese way to speak, you know. It's the order is different from English, so sometimes I become Yoda instead of Yoko. um, Vietnam did kneeling like the Kaepernick thing. Why? BLM is still active? What are they up to lately? Huh? Some weird athlete with blue lipstick is trying to lead a boycott. What? That's weird. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Yoko, do you have a favorite video game? I have Call of Duty behind me, and also Battlefield, which I haven't played yet. But I mostly play, or I only play Call of Duty Mobile on my iPad right here. And I have a gaming channel too. And yeah, I have gaming friends now, so we talk like every night and play together or just talk. And yeah. And I'm supporting pro gamers too. So in the meantime, like I'm a political activist, but at the same time, I'm now in the gaming field. So yes. Japanese is SOV and English is SVO. Yeah. Yes, it's I just try to put together some sentences, but it's so confusing. I can't do it on the spot. How do you see Japan's political future? Political future. I think it will remain the same. It's been the same, you know. Like a lot of conservatives here actually have a misunderstanding, because so right wings and conservatives here are against the current education and the reporting of the MSM, mainstream media, because it's all anti-Japan, and the anti-Japanness is coming from our so-called post-war regime. We lost the World War II, we were occupied, so the policies that were taken during the period, like occupation period, were there to change us or destroy us, right? And the leftists just followed them. And where was I going with this? Every time I try to explain the background of the World War II or our structure, I always forget. Like I get into it and I forget. But oh yeah, so okay. So conservatives here are against that sort of what we call post-war regime, and our like conservatives and right wings want our country to regain our pride and patriotism as a country. And so in order to do that, we often cite history, like legends and like legendary heroes and so on. Like there are lots of anecdotes and everything. So we always refer to that. But a lot of conservatives or right wings, they misread how things are, and they make believe that everybody in Japan was as great as certain heroes, if you know what I mean. Like it's great to learn about amazing people from our past generations, but it doesn't mean that everybody was like a saint or or just elites or anything. They were like it's always the same, right? Same ratio of the like kinds of people. But yeah, people just misunderstand the situation. They want to believe that all Japanese were amazing. And I don't think that's true. I'm realistic. But so but yeah, so we have that sort of people, and the majority are just, they don't buy it, and they're just living each day like nothing. Like they just only care about their life, especially because our country isn't into, officially we're not into we're not in a war or anything, and it's peaceful here, and so people don't care about politics or society, and they're just living every day for themselves. So that and that creates the situation that only like 1% of people cares about politics and they contribute to politics, but it's the minority, or at least half of the people here, because that's the voting rate here. People don't go vote. It's only like 50% always. I don't know if my it's so hard to talk about that sort of stuff. I hope you got it. Yes. What is Japan's relationship with Indonesia? They lost a submarine this week. Oh. It should, we should have good relationships with all Asia, but I'm not actually sure. Like my activity is usually about America or anti-CCP, and I'm mostly paying attention to Tibet, Uyghurs of Mongolia, Taiwan, Hong Kong. So yeah, I need to learn more. Sorry, I can't really answer to that. My ignorance. Sorry for my ignorance. Okay. Zachary says the bill will not pass, and besides, it violates the Constitution. They would have to repeal the 23rd Amendment with another constitutional amendment first. Huh. So there are procedures. Aren't they trying to appoint like a democratic person for the Supreme Court? They are like all over the place. They are trying to change the structure everywhere. So bad. Do you have a samurai sword? My grandparents' house should have had, but I don't know. Me myself, I don't have any sword. I wish I had. But if I had it, then I might want to use it. So it's better that I don't have. It's beautiful. It will be beautiful though to look at and so on. Battlefield is great. Yeah, I hear that it is. Oh yeah, California too. If New California happens, Republicans win for a long time. The Dems do not like this, so they are trying to make DC a state. In New California will become a state before DC does. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because like you guys taught me during the voting day last year on November 3rd, that I was checking the map of the voting, and you guys told me that it's like in big cities it's Democrats, and areas outside of that, it's all Republicans. And in each state, I could see that. So yeah, that's very interesting. Random Yoda. Man, I should make a meme or something. Oh, I see a super chat. Oh, BBDC, thank you for your super chat. Again, it's Yoko time. Yes. What do you think about Caitlyn Jenner runner for governor of California? Oh, is there? She's running. It's my first time hearing that. I've been kind of distant from like all this news, I feel. Let me check quickly. Oh, Caitlyn Jenner. Oh, runner. That runner. I was like, oh, she's running for the election kind of runner, I thought. Again, I became a Yoda. Oh, interesting. Oh, transgender guy or a woman. Oh, I have heard about the person before, like years ago. Oh, he or she is officially running for governor of California. I see. Whoa, that's intense. Like even if I believe even if she doesn't get elected, it affects the country. You know, I've been watching I've been watching lots of liberal shows, TV shows on Netflix, and I've been currently I'm catching up with Riverdale. Do you guys know Riverdale is? It's for teenage girls. I think the target is probably like teenage girls, like high school girls or something, because it's based on like a high school. And they have like gay couple and both like gays, like guys, like homosexuals, and also girls, like girls dating. And it's good. Like I myself is not Christian or anything, and so I'm very tolerant when it comes to things like that. But it's just they're pushing that so hard. It's like unnatural to me, but I don't know. It's hard to think about it though, because people are just suppressing themselves in the society. But again, there are, so liberals make TV shows like that, like they push all this like same-sex marriage and everything in TV shows, like entertainment and so on. So the fans of that sort of entertainment, they can fall in the trap of elections like this, right? So it's like a whole agenda by the left that they air all this propaganda and drive people insane, and then those insane people vote for insane candidates, and I see the cycle. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like I'm not familiar with this person, so I'd rather want you guys to teach me on that. I used to watch sumo wrestling back in the 90s. Is it still popular? Yes, but I'm not familiar, like personally. But my parents back home and also my husband, they all like to watch sometimes. Like they understand like who is who, like the sumo wrestler names and how the match is going and so on. I have no idea what's going on every time. I do want Japan to have a strong military with the repeal of Article 9 of the Constitution. I, as an American, would love to have our combined military might to keep North Korea and China in check. Oh, I'm so glad that there's somebody like you. I know that there are many of you that, agree with opinions like this, but yeah, like, things have changed in this world, and like we cannot protect our nation by our own, like individually anymore. We need alliance, and yeah, it'd be nice for everybody, like those who are on the free world. We need alliance, and yeah, so but the constitution, though, so our constitution, especially like particularly Article 9, is prohibiting us from having the military. But it's really, really hard for us to change that or revise that, because our former administration wanted to do it. I mean, our prime minister personally wanted to do it, but he couldn't, because our governing party right now, there or ruling parties, there are two parties: LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, which is Abe, former Prime Minister Abe's party, and it's Suga today. But so LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, is the main ruling party, but they are teaming up with this other party called Komeito, and it's a basically a Buddhist party. They are backed up by their religion called Soka Gakkai, and they're Buddhists, but not a good way, good kind of Buddhist, in my opinion. But they're really good at elections. They have all these followers entirely in Japan. But Komeito, the other party, is very, very pro-China. And they were actually criticized by the Japanese Communist Party recently, because our diet was trying to pass this resolution to criticize China for their human rights oppression. It's our resolution is usually, it's by the diet, and what that means is all parties agree to the resolution. And even the Japanese Communist Party agreed on it, because we didn't name call China, and instead we just showed the names of Tibet, Uyghur, so the Mongolia and Hong Kong, and all these places that are oppressed by CCP. And even though we are not accusing China like directly, everybody can tell what it's about, right? But Komeito didn't, even though the party, the Komeito, is actually, they always talk about the peace and human rights and so on, and also the small voices of the society, they opposed to that, like indirectly, and the resolution didn't happen. We wanted to pass that before our Prime Minister Suga meets Biden, but because of Komeito, it didn't happen. And it's crazy that they are more pro-China than the Japanese Communist Party. It's a communist party, and our ruling party is more pro-China than the Japanese Communist Party. So crazy. But yeah. I'm just rambling, sorry. But it's very interesting to me too. But the thing is that the Japanese Communist Party is a communist party, yet they're more like closer to Russia than China. I think they had some kind of trouble back in when there was is it Cultural Revolution of China? Yeah, so it's so sometimes even though the Japanese Communist Party is usually pro-China, they are not completely pro-China. So it's very, very interesting. 大学で日本語を勉強しています。でも少し難しい。You wrote the perfect Japanese though. That's amazing. I hope you will 頑張る。Okay, let's see. Oh, Aiden is the correct pronunciation. Thank you for your super chat. ARS, where is that? I'm curious. Oh, didn't I see that? Oh yeah. Yeah, Argentina or I don't even know the pronunciation in English. Alzenchi. Yeah. I remember that. My Google history remembered it too. Can you post some Japanese news articles about the Japanese Communist Party? About that? Or I wonder if let me check. There's this website called Japan Forward. Japan Forward. But they don't have it. But I will wait. I will just give you this link though. Like for Japanese news, check out Japan Forward. Even though I don't know if they are catching up with like they're sometimes late when they write articles. But it's the Japanese, no, English version of Sankei Shimbun, or the newspaper, the conservative leaning newspaper here, and it's the English version of that. Japanese Communist Party. I wish we had more information in English, man. We need to translate. Wait, I skipped a lot, but let me go back a little bit. Sorry if I commit a mistake. I'm still struggling with English. What do you think about the high rates of suicides among teenagers in Japan? Oh, sorry. I hit you. I hit you all by mistake. I don't think it's about teenagers particularly. Like Japanese people, we kill ourselves. It's our culture. Because like we feel embarrassed easily, and also we just can't express ourselves like Westerners do, for example. And when the economy is bad, there are lots of bad cycles. But teenagers, I think that I feel like urban areas, like city in like big cities and so on, maybe, or no, I don't know. It's not analysis. This is my only impression. But my impression is that lots of people bully each other in the rural area. And also it often happens in like people that are not well educated, is what I see. Because I know lots of teachers, and they sometimes go to like very smart schools, and all kids are cool. There might be some troubles, but generally it's good. But when teachers, the same teachers teach at lower level, like lower level schools, like education wise, the kids don't even listen to the class, and they are violent to each other and so on. So I don't know. So and I don't know what that means. Maybe it's about education, but culturally we are like that. So I think I hear myself from the living room. Probably my husband watching me from distance. Or not, I don't know. You talk poorly about the post-war government of Japan, which was made by the USA and their allies. Does this affect your feeling of America? I love your show, by the way. Thank you for your question. Yeah, this is something that like people outside of Japan often get confused by. And to be honest, like we do have mixed feelings, but my understanding is that we lost the war, so what happens has had to happen. And it's like there are lots of regrets as a country, but and it's not like, I don't know, like my impression of America at the time, especially led by Democrats, like people often forget, like it's so strange that I sometimes see conservatives in America justifying the war that Democrats led the country into. You know, it's the Democrats that went to the war, and conservative congressmen were trying to stop them from, you know, driving the country into a war. But yeah, like, and there are lots of tricks that Democrats used to go into war, especially because the president said when he was trying to get elected, he said that he will not send everybody's sons into the war, you know, or a battlefield. And so, yeah, Democrats being Democrats. And so my feelings, so like I understand history now, like that side of history, that even inside of America, there were struggles, you know, the conservatives and Democrats or leftists were fighting, but then the war happened. So, and the occupation period, I think that America just there were pro-Japan people at the time already, but I feel like our communication wasn't good enough. Yeah, and so like we were we were just enemy, you know, especially because it's not only America, but both Japan and America at the time were invaded by Soviet Union spies. You know, like both countries, like our both countries had spies inside of our cabinet, right? So yeah, and then the policies that were made, I personally don't like during the occupation period. Of course, it was against Japan, but I'd rather see that as like a communists, you know, like communist influence, and also the lack of just understanding and communication at the time towards Japan. And Japan was not doing a good job either. So that's just like different time, you know. And as a result, though, even though it probably started off by like we lost the war and our ancestors were probably angry and so on, but um, time passed, and as a result of whatever happened in that time, we just realized like mutually that we need each other, and that's just how I see. And so I just don't think about things like in an extreme way. I try to analyze what really happened, and it's usually like we can talk about results and judge. But when you look into history, like things happened in the way that it had to, if you know what I mean. So it's not like I have negative feelings towards America. And the important thing that I see is that there are our natural allies inside of America, and that's what matters, especially today, in my opinion. Yes, I hope that answers your question. Hmm. So it's really so, especially when Donald Trump ran for the election. I mean, at that time, I was early. Like I already was cheering up for Donald Trump when he decided to run. And that's when a lot of you guys came to my channel, but Japanese people at the time didn't get it, like what it was about. But because Trump administration showed the strict, like it's so hard to pronounce for me, but strict. And like Trump administration was really anti-CCP, and that woke up the people here about American politics. So it was really great.
みーちゃん、
うん
スーパーチャット読んでないのは残念ですって言ってるよ。
どこ
一番下。
うん
ここで。
本当だね。Well, my husband just came to tell me Fangirner Olives comment super chat. Did I miss a super chat? Oh, this one. Or wait, no. Is it your super chat? Or this one? Where? Before, oh yeah, this one. Sorry, so sorry for that. Fagner Olives. I hope I'm reading it right. Sorry, I'm scrolling by myself and I'm running this by myself, and sometimes I skip, and it's not like intentional. Sorry, I'm so sorry. And thank you for your super chat. Hi, send a kiss to me in Brazil. Good night. Oh, you're going to sleep. Good night and thank you. And sorry. Yeah, it's night here. Brazil is on the other side of the world. It's so crazy. Like, I don't know if you know, but our former Prime Minister Abe, when we were trying to become the host of Tokyo Olympics, like years ago, or no, it's after that we were chosen as the host. Yeah, like in the past Olympics, Prime Minister Abe, so it was in Brazil. So former Prime Minister Abe became a Mario, and then you know how Mario has a pipe, and he went into the pipe, and then like showed up in Brazil, and it was so cool. Yeah, on the other side of the world. So wow, yeah, it's noon here. It's totally the opposite. So yeah, cool. Sorry for missing that. No, my intention. Okay. And I saw another super chat here. Wait. Scrolling down. Deuce Flex. Thank you for your super chat. Any thoughts on the IOC banning political speech? The mainstream media is connecting it to BLM, but I think it is the CCP setting up for Beijing 2022. They're banning? Really? Political speech? I need to check it out. Oh. It's in January or wait. Concern about IOC decision. Freedom of speech. Demonstration or political, religious, or racial propaganda? What? Interesting. Let's say that they are banning political speech. Yeah, because like Olympics is so hard to understand because it's all about money, you know. In order to become the host, you have to just bribe everybody. Not saying that my country bribed other people, but it just happens, you know. It's all about money, and so it's hard to read what's going on. But I don't think that it's BLM either, because especially because China, like CCP, is so good at bribing people. Like you can just tell by how WHO held or handled the COVID-19 situation, this pandemic. WHO, especially Tedros, is bought by CCP, and yeah, and we now have this pandemic, which CCP is taking advantage of. And Olympics, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same case or pattern. And Beijing Olympics, yeah, they're in a difficult position, and those of us who are on the side of free world, we need to focus on making on stopping the Beijing Olympics. And it's good that I think Biden is coming to the Tokyo Olympics, right? And it's like, as an activist, we are already doing the activities on to like stop Beijing Olympics. Like, we are saying boycott Beijing Olympics 2022, and that's something that we've been working on, but we're not massively doing that yet because Japan is hosting the Olympics this year. And so after we are done with the Olympics here, then I think that our activist friends, and especially those of us in Japan, we will start massively campaigning against CCP. And CCP probably knows it too. But yeah, so for the preparation, it's natural to think that they want to ban political speeches. Sure. Speech. Yep. 40 minutes now. 20 minutes to go. Your husband is a cool guy. Thank you. He's very supportive. Because I'm supportive of him. Okay. You wrote my name Yoko. It's Yoko. Why Okeo? Full Metal Jacket. Why does it sound familiar? Full what? Full. Interesting. Oh, it's a war? Vietnam War. Interesting. I'm supposed to watch some kind of movie with my husband. I ditched him last night. I don't know what I'm gonna be watching, but I'll remember that. Full Metal Jacket. こんにちは。South Korea has highest suicide per capita. Really? Yeah, like, it's the Asian thing that, like, Japan, it's like the biggest difference that I feel, like, between East, like in Asia and Western countries, is that we have this culture of, like, entrance exams. It's like so crazy. I think it's South Korea that, in order to get to the exam place, like entrance exam place, I think it's the police that help the students to get to the place, like if they are late, because it's like their life depends on it. Especially in South Korea. It's tougher in South Korea, I think, because, like, it's not like class, but it's more, it's pretty much class, I think, that in order to become, like, if you're not elite, then you're gonna have a hard time in South Korea. Like, that's what I hear. I'm not sure if it's correct, but that's what I hear. And they're so desperate to, make sure that they can establish the life foundation and it decides their life. That's what I heard. Not sure, but yeah. But Japan is similar. Like, if you're not if you didn't go to universities, you're a loser. You are a loser in our country, and you can't get good jobs, and you can only work part-time usually, and like people judge you and everything. And me myself, for example, um like I don't have a degree in politics or anything, so it's less likely that I succeed in this field. I'm somehow so like for that reason though, like I'm sort of famous here in Japan. So for that reason, people judge me and criticize me, that, oh, she's not intellectual enough or something, especially men, because they want to think that they're better than me. And so it's always interesting, all this kind of discrimination type of things. Mm. Oh man, I have no idea about Africa. I don't even know like the how things look, like where people are living in Africa. Like I don't even know. I don't even have the picture in my head. I need to learn more. Oh, but when I went to India to participate in the a meeting with other Tibet support groups, we went to Dharamshala, where the Tibetan government in exile is, and we saw this South African, I think is a politician, and he was so like suited up and so professional, and he was really good at his speech, and I was like, whoa. Like, it's not that I was looking down on Africa on anything. It was just my first time ever to encounter such a situation, like a South African politician. Like, whoa. It was very interesting. I need to learn more about the world. Let's go down because I'm so slow. As an American, the Japanese have a right to self-determination. Drafting a constitution on their behalf is a abrogation of that. Yeah, it would help us if you keep saying that publicly, because Japanese people are like, even leftists, they just obey other countries. Leftists here are free, and they are strong because they can use the voices of other countries. They can push all this liberal agenda or communist or socialist agenda because they use the examples of like Western countries, and like they take up all this liberal movement or liberal voices of Western nations and say that, oh, we are behind, or we are not doing great, so we need to install this and that, like all this leftist agenda. But if conservatives, especially in developed countries like those are on the free world, if other countries raise their voice like, oh, Japan should have the military, then they will have nothing to oppose to that, because they always talk about, oh, foreign countries, like in overseas, they always talk about things overseas. And so yeah, you gotta show the real overseas stuff. So then we can win, I think. Okay. 私の国の報道機関の 90% が残されており、彼らはどんな犠牲を払っても大統領を転覆させようとしています。Your country, Brazil, is it? Wait, where was it? 90% of the press is left. 残されている。The mainstream media is trying to make the current president quit. Interesting. I think that in the world we have the same problem. that like it's a typical picture that the media is a propaganda machine, and there are certain power that they are teaming up with and so on. Yeah, we need to like we really need to establish alternative media. Like that's something that I think of when I read stuff like that. And for that, America is very, very advanced, like conservative people, especially when they were trying to elect Reagan. I hear that they started to have alternative media, like in the 80s or so, I believe. I don't know. I can be wrong. But yeah, America is so, especially because America has the culture of radio. Like people drive everywhere, right? Unlike Japan. In Japan, we take trains, so we can't really listen to the radio. But American people still today, they listen to the radio, and so they have lots of talk shows and podcasts today, and yeah, and also lots of websites and now YouTube channels, even though they are banned. And I just wish that, I think that if American people localize the language of the content that they create inside of America, I think it can change the world. Because even about Donald Trump, for example, in Japan, we have a language barrier and we couldn't reach the correct information. Our mainstream media was only copying what the liberal media in the States were saying, because that's a partnership that they have, like business wise. And we need to. It's like if we have more options, then we can run things more smoothly. And yeah, I think. Yoko, yes. Not yes. Hi. It's like when people call you in Japanese, you say hi, but it's like yes in our language. So yes, yes. I mean, English speaking people do that too, I think. But did you ever say how you met your husband? Did I ever say? I don't even know. But we just met in political activity. He, like both of us are from here, and I started to participate in political activity in 2000, early 2013, I think. I started to actually go to events, and I was already, like right after I made my first political video, it became kind of viral on this website called Nico Nico Doga, because somebody without my agreement, I forget, consensus, I forget the word, somebody took out my YouTube video and posted on a Nico Nico Doga website, and then it became viral, and then lots of people came to my channel, and that's how I became famous in among the conservative community. And so that was 2012 in November. And in 2013, I started to, like, people asked me to join their political events. So I decided to go, and everything was in Fukuoka prefecture, which is my prefecture. And yeah, my husband just reached out to me. Like, he just wanted to exchange the name card. That's our culture. Like, whenever we see a new person or famous people, we go up to them and exchange our cards. And so he came and didn't leave me a big impression. I just used to think that he is just a good guy, like a fairly younger than other conservative people here, because everybody is like in the 60s or something. They're retired and they have time. And yeah, it's rare to meet young people. There are a few though. But yeah, that's how we met. I think we became close because we joined the same political party. Like, there was this genuinely conservative party here, which is now gone, but we were in the same party working together, and so our feelings grew there and so on. Or rather, I just wanted to support him. And he was attracted to me as a female, of course. He loves any female. uh, anyway. What happens if the US does not help Japan or Taiwan? The US is not a good ally. I am British. Oh, British people. That's funny. I'm talking in the context of China invading Taiwan and Japan. Yes, I understand. They will help us though, but it's a matter of how, I think. And what we often hear in Japan, like especially regarding our country, we know by ourselves, and also we hear that from America, but it's not like American government will not send their people to sacrifice their lives for us Japanese, they will not die for us. Like they could die together with us, but they will not die for us, right? So yeah, but Japanese people are we're just so bad. Like our country is so peaceful. Like in America, people get alerts, or they notice what they have the opportunities to think about politics because there are problems, right? Like racism, which the left pushes, like BLM, and there can be riots often, or shooting and blah blah blah. But in Japan, we don't have that sort of problems. We have economic problems, but like that sort of problems, we don't have it here much. Like there are murder cases and so on, but it's not like a social level, and so people just don't think about politics. It's so bad, and that's something that I want to change. But yeah, so for now we are really depending on America, and it's really bad, I know. But it's like, I don't know what we need to do is to educate people, and education takes time, and it's so annoying, but I think that's the only thing that we can do. So it would take time. So in the meantime, I hope that somehow we can keep this power balance today, that somehow like we need to push China back. And in order to do that, what's very easy is not confront China, but to help people in Tibet, like Tibetan people, Uyghur people, Southern Mongolian people. Those people are oppressed. And if you look at the world map, it's on the other side of China, that all these places that CCP is colonizing today, they are the opposite side from Japan. Japan is on the east side, but it's more on the west, I believe. Or well, Mongolia is a little different, but they're like different places, right? And if those nations are independent, then that becomes our border, if you know what I mean. And also, in order to do that, though, they need to first fight, right? Or go into war. And it can be like us, Japan or America helping too. But if CCP gets busy with that, then they can't come to Taiwan or Japan, if you know what I mean. Because China is big and they do have lots of troops, and they do have more population than the rest of us. But there's a limit of what one country can do, especially because China is led by a dictator, and so what that means is that everybody wants to take the spots, so they all constantly have power struggles inside of the country. And if they are going into war, or they are fighting everywhere, like if they have many fronts, then regarding the policies, probably inside of China, there will be lots of discussions and debates, and there will be fighting inside too. So what we need to do is to keep China busy, and in the meantime, Japan must get rearmed. Oh man, so it's not like we are dumb, like it's the European people always like, did Japan forget what America did to Japan? That's what I often hear from European people. Seriously, I have gotten that a lot. It's so funny. Like I understand where they're coming from, but it's not that it's not like we forgot or anything. It's like mutually we were in a war and there were casualties and lots of bad things, like awful things happened, but we honor each other for the soldiers that they devoted their life to protect us, each of our nations. And like it was a war, right? So, and then we're just living by the consequences. And I think it's like Japan-US relationship is something that only Japanese and Americans understand, because it's like, I don't know, there's this mutual, like if you look at the history, it's awful, but at the same time, we overcame it. And it's not like one side is better than the other. It's like mutual things. And what touches my heart sometimes is that when I see like veterans, like those who fought the war from both sides, America and Japan, meeting and they're hugging and so on, and they honor each other. And it's just such an amazing thing. And it's something that, only we can feel. So, yeah. I know that I expanded that story a little bit, but yes, but so America, whatever happened back in the day, America is there for us today, and we are really protected by America each day, especially the nuclear umbrella and also US bases. It was bad for us in the beginning, right? Like we were occupied and there were military bases, and we still don't have the airspace above our capital. Above Tokyo, there is the airspace, like certain airspace that for example, our planes cannot go through. So when I go to Tokyo or leave from Tokyo, the plane that I'm on, it goes around it. And that's how bad it is. But at the same time, we are protected by the presence of the United States. And so, like, especially Donald Trump, when he first, came to the picture, he was talking about withdrawing the bases from Asia, right? But he quickly changed his stance because he learned that it's the U.S. presence that is working actually in favor for the United States too. Because just like I said about Tibet, Uyghur, Mongolia, and so on, for America too, if China is, if CCP-led China has the border, including Japan, then it cannot get to America, if you know what I mean. Of course, they can go by spies and cyber wars and so on, but geographically speaking, or militarily, if it's like if they use us, then it's better. So it's a mutual thing, in my opinion. But it's so true that Japan needs to, wake the hell up. Yeah, India too. Yeah. India and CCP is always fighting. I feel bad for India for their COVID-19 situation. It's getting really bad. Like they don't have enough oxygen tank and so on. America is attacking and invading in every 5 years. Not conservatives, though. It's neocons and Democrats that want war so that they can do business. And that's something that we need to point out. Like, again, it's people, that's a tactic by CCP too, that they, say that, oh, America is this and America is that. But what is that America? the policies are made by Democrats or pushed by Democrats, and conservatives are fighting back. But the result becomes the result becomes America. And so American people, even though there are lots of people that are opposing to the idea, America gets judged. And that's the tricky part. Like, our enemies will label us as a bad guy, and they will use whatever they can. So we need to read deeply. Man, I want to read more, and I know that I skipped a lot. Sorry, but I need to go. It's been an hour. This is an hour long show. So yeah. Oh, but it's good though. Like I kind of made fun of Europe, but especially like it was a comment by a British person, but the UK is really showing their presence in Asia, especially through the Hong Kong situation, I think. But they're now like dispatching the vessels to Asia and so on, and also like we're all practicing together, like our military and our self-defense force. So it's such a good move. Like Japanese people are noticing like Europe's change in their stance against China, so it's good. You were stationed in Okinawa. I can say without that we wouldn't be sent to fight for Japan. Yeah, we will be sent to fight for the strategic asset of Japan. Without, I can say without that we wouldn't be sent to fight for Japan. Yes. Yeah. Gotta be realistic. Yep. The UK has been a terrible ally to Hong Kong. We didn't do anything for them. No, you did. Like it's a, I don't know. It was still a colonization, so to speak. But I was friends with Hong Kong independence type of people. Too bad that they can't speak up for themselves today because of the national security law that was pushed by CCP. But they are proud, just like Japan. Like we lost the war and we do complain about the war, but we love the influence of the US, you know. Like we feel so close to America because we were occupied and we did get lots of influence, and we are forming this alliance, and like America's presence is really, really big in Japan, and our culture is kind of mixed up too, which is cool. And in Hong Kong it's the same. It's the UK that colonized Hong Kong, but the Hong Kong people, especially the independence type of people that I used to speak to, they were proud that they had the influence of the UK, and it's like it created this unique culture, which is totally different from China, the mainland. So independent people, they identify themselves as a Hong Konger instead of Chinese, right? And that's the biggest difference between like independence type of people and Democrats in Hong Kong. Like there are famous figures that were taken up by the liberal media in the world, such as Agnes Cho and what's the name? Joshua Wong. Yeah, Joshua Wong is very famous in the world, but he is Chinese minded. His identity is Chinese, just living in Hong Kong, and they want democracy, but they're not like Hong Konger minded. I don't know about now, but that's how their stance was. And yeah, and independence type of people, they I think some of them even say like the colonization, like it should have been, you know, the UK. But it's just really what I wish was different is if the UK didn't give Hong Kong to China. You know, that's the biggest thing. So sad. But we can talk about the logic and so on, what sounds good or right on the table, but the reality is not like that, and we need to just live with what happens. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for all the inputs, though. It creates such an interesting conversation, and it's not like we disrespect each other or anything. Like, we genuinely, we come from different places of the world, which is such a cool thing. Like, simultaneously we're talking here from the world, and we have different, like, we are, every one of us is in a different position from each other, and we have opinions, and we can talk, and it's so cool. And I really appreciated that all of you are here. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry that I keep posting like Japanese videos, but I'm trying to run this YouTube channel better. Like, I need views. Like, my views today, the number is really low. Like, it doesn't even hit 1,000. So I'm trying my best. Sorry for missing all the comments. I wanted to read everything, but sorry. Oh, Jock, thank you for your super chat. I know you're a patron on my Patreon. Yes, which reminds me, if you can support me on Patreon, and I can hire people one day. And yeah, and also time. My husband said, 10ドル見したい。
衆院選がなんとか見せた。
衆院選？どこ？
その上。
上のと。
10ドルより上。水色のスーパーチャット。
水色? Did I miss another super chat? Where? 水色? あった。ご主人は次の衆院選に出馬しますか? Is my husband running for the next election, national election? No. 出ません. He's not. Yeah, my husband used to run for elections. Sometimes for himself, sometimes for the party. But he never made it. He's never been a National Diet member or anything. So, yeah. Interesting question. 面白い質問でした。Oh, wait. Before I go, one more. Oh, Drog, thank you for your super chat. Yoko, do you mind if I get a hold of you or Hide at your Patreon channel? I've got a couple PM type questions. Oh, yes. 来た。Yes, send me a DM. Or if you have a Twitter account, it'll be easier for me. But I think Patreon works too. I will check the inbox. So thank you so much. In order to ask that, you gave me a super chat. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. I need to go. Lots of historical disputes going on in the chat. What? You should have debates, Yoko. You will get more views. Interesting point. Or rather, I think I need to find people that I can collaborate with on this channel. Like, I need a group of friends that can casually talk about politics or society, like generally, like not too intensely. I want to be one of those cool kids, even though I'm old. But yeah. Oh man, I should talk to Black Pigeon and my other friend and so on. Yeah, always like live streams are fun. So anyway, thank you so much, guys, for coming, and sorry for not being able to read everything, but I really, really appreciate it. I need to be the master of scrolls. If I didn't answer your question, I hold this live stream every week at the same time. And so if I'm not late, so make sure you are subscribed to this channel. And also, if you want to ask me questions on a regular basis, you can talk to me on Twitter at Random Yoko. Twitter. get on Twitter. Okay, even though I know that you guys complain about Twitter, but okay. Okay. Yeah, another video or live stream. Okay, thank you guys so much. I gotta go now. So take care. I hope. I don't know how to greet at the end when we say bye in English. It's like English speaking people are so fast when they they try to say bye, like, oh, see you later, oh, take care. Like, I'm like, I can't form sentences, you know. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna cue the outro and go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye.